would you be to the constituents?
How accessible will I be to the constituents? Actually, I'll be very accessible, effective. January, my office, or my center will be here located, my main campus will be here in Greenville. I do work a lot out of town, and as well as very involved and connected with my family. If someone needs assistance from me, that would be the only time that I'm not available. But I will be readily always available, unless I'm, you know, like I stated, with my family or have an emergency within my family.
Okay, okay, quite well. The next question would be.
No.
No,
Same question.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
You got it now.
All right.
Brother Leroy, you will read that same first question to Mr. Darryl.
Ah, okay. So, Mr. Darryl, same question. How acceptable would you be to your constituents?
I am very accessible to the people in this community. I live here for one, so all my family's here. I also run my business from here, so I'm here doing business. But even outside of that, I do ministry here. So most of the mentorship that I do in the community is the kids at the basketball court or just people around the city. So I'm always available. So the only time I'm not available is when I got to go out of town to work, and that's generally on the weekend. So.
I'd like to add my thanks to the Community Action Group for putting this on, and thanks to the candidates for being willing to run for public office. It's one of those things where it's not always a job where you get a lot of praise and thanks. Most likely you're going to be getting more criticism than praise. So I admire anybody who's willing to put themselves out and run to try to make Marietta County and Greenville a better place. So, Kenyatta, what areas would you like to see improved and enhanced if you are elected?
If elected, one area that I would like to focus on is the development of our downtown. And the second area to go along with that would be making suggestions for our ordinances to make sure they're business friendly for our current businesses as well as future businesses that come to the city.
Darryl, same question. What areas would you like to see improved and enhanced if you're elected?
Well, the two areas that have been near and dear to my heart, primarily one was recreation, because the children are our future. That's an old saying, but we just, you know, that I feel like that's a main area that we just need to invest in. I don't want to go too deep in that until we get into, you know, some other questions. And the other area would be business, or more specifically, small business. So just putting some things together so we can see some major improvements in those areas. I think it would be benefit for the whole county.
Okay, I think that's to you now. For question number 3.
Okay. Question number 3, Ms. Kenyatta. What are the 2 goals you plan on achieving for the city?
Are we doing the A part that's going to be separate?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. The 2 goals that I have for the city, as I stated, which goes back to the previous question, is revitalizing our downtown area as well as assisting with increasing revenue for the city.
Okay. How do you plan on achieving those goals?
Well, one with research, networking, and collaborations with other cities that has been in a similar state as the state of Greenville. And then the second way to do that is host events to basically bring, increase revenue here. And then and so that's pretty much it, how me personally, being elected, how I would actually plan on attaining, those two goals.
Okay, now Darryl.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Darryl. Are there any area you would like to improvement, enhance, if elected?
Now, we're on question three.
Uh,
What two goals you plan
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
achieve for the city?
Forgive me.
And then how do you plan to achieve that?
Yeah, same question, I'm sorry, Darryl.
No problem.
What are the two goals you plan on achieving for the city? And let's move on, and how do you plan on achieving those goals?
Gotcha. Well, the two areas, two goals, would still be recreation. I feel like we've made a lot of progress in that area, but we still got ways to go to get to par. And then the other one would be business, small business. I feel like we have made progress over the last, I think, 6 years out in the city, but we still have a lot of room to improve. So those would be two areas. And how will we go about achieving them? Well, one would be partnership. That is essential to accomplishing anything. You gotta work well as a team. So my hope is that we'll be able to have more work sessions going into next year, so that way we can carve out, because really the solution is more detail oriented than what I could talk about at this meeting. And we can begin to hash out some of those details and remove some of the barriers, so that we can improve both recreation and business. I think there's a lot of opportunity out there and a lot of good options for us as well as a city. So partnership would be one. The other one would be investing in our future. I feel like infrastructure has been one of our biggest Achilles heel as a city. And we have made a lot of strides in that area, improving our infrastructure in the city, which I think in return is going to create the type of opportunity for us to bring in more business and do more recreation for our city. So infrastructure would be next. But I think inside of the work session and stabilizing infrastructure, that will move the dial a little bit further to accomplish those goals of improving recreation and business. So that's how we do it.
Kenyatta, how can we support small businesses in the city?
Well, of course, number one would be financially supporting our businesses here. And then the second thing, for us as a government entity, would be basically having, I would say, have conversations with our small businesses to find out what they need. And then for me, from more of a personal standpoint, because I am dedicated to revitalizing and helping our small businesses survive in Greenville, and then attracting new businesses to our community. January 2024, am investing in myself to take training classes, focusing on downtown development from the Carl Vinson School Institute of Government. So aside from classes that you have to take as a city councilman, those are classes that I want to have and take, so that I can bring that knowledge back and implement it and execute things here in the city, which will hopefully one day lead to us having our own downtown development authority.
Same question, Darryl, how can we support small business in the city?
Well, I feel like some of these we have been doing. Like I said, we just feel we got a lot ways to go. But infrastructure is definitely one. just really creating an environment to where it's enticing for businesses to come in. So you gotta make it look, make it look good. And people in the community have been investing in the downtown area, and it has turned around since I first sat down. It just looks better, it's more welcoming, it feels inviting. So that would be really good for small business. And was this specifically for small business? Or was
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely for small business. So infrastructure, small business. Also, we need soft skill training, learning how to be polite, teaching the kids, the people in this area, how to say, when you go to Chick-fil-A, they always say, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Stuff like that will help small business, because as tourists come in and out of the city, because they're coming in from all over the world just to go down to Warm Springs. And if we improve that, it will improve small business, because now you got people want to move back to the city. So really doing that, and that's really life skills, and you do that not necessarily in a city entity, you do that in nonprofit. So that's why I say partnership is the solution, because the city won't be able to do everything that it needs. It got to partner. So, and I feel like we have been doing that. We got a lot of great things going on in the city around business and recreation. And I feel like going into the future, it's just going to get better. So that's all I got.
Okay, so that's the end of my questions. Can we go back and ask for clarification on any of these, or?
When you say clarification, you mean?
Well, can we just ask the candidates to explain a little further?
Yes, you can, yes, they have hours, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Well, working for the Downtown Development Authority, that's been something we've talked about for